If you're struggling with the problem right now, here's what I want you to listen to. Remember the 3 P's, okay? The first one is permanent. Your problem is not permanent. No problem has ever been permanent in your life, okay? The same with this. This problem is not permanent. It does not define you. Second of all is pervasiveness. This does not control your whole life. Like, you're not going to die if this problem persists, okay? You will figure it out. You will find a way to overcome this problem. You always have in the past. Look at all the other problems that you've been through in the past. Look at all the struggles, all the challenges, and see, you've overcome them all. You've overcome every single one of them. And this is no different. This is no different. Actually, it is different. It's going to be different this time because you're going to achieve it faster. You are going to break through this problem faster than you ever have before. And the third P is personal. This problem is not personal. You do not need to be fixed. It's not a problem with you. It's just simply a problem with your behavior pattern. And again, that's separate from you. Behavior is just a pattern. It is not that you need to be fixed. You do not need to change. It's just simply the behavior pattern that you've adopted needs to change and needs to be different. So I hope this helps you guys. And another thing is to ask yourself empowering questions that will help access a different state. It will help you to be more resourceful when you ask yourself certain empowering questions. For example, you can ask yourself things like, how can I turn this around? How can I make this better? How can I solve this problem right now? And you know what? How can I make it fun? How can I easily solve this problem and make it fun while doing it? And when you ask yourself questions like that consistently with enough emotion, then you will get an answer. And like I said, guys, even if you don't get the answer at first, if you ask it 2-3 times, you may not get the answer yet. But when you keep persisting, when you don't give up, and you keep asking that question to yourself, then your brain will give you an answer. And those answers will be worth it, guys. Trust me, because you will be able to unlock certain things, certain actions that you never even realized were there before. But it starts by asking yourself a new question. Because most of the time, when we think about what we don't want, we ask ourselves disempowering questions. We ask ourselves questions like, why does this always happen to me? Why do I always sabotage myself? Why does nothing ever work out for me? And that limits the resourcefulness of ourselves because these questions are limiting. They're focusing on what we can't control. They're focusing on the things that we don't want to happen. And as a result, they change our emotional state. They change our state to feel stressed. We feel depressed, we feel overwhelmed, we feel doubtful. And so we're not able to get the answers that we need in order to push forward and make progress in our life. So when you change the questions you ask yourself and ask more empowering questions, like, how can I turn this around? What is great about this? What could be great about this? How can I use this to make my business even more successful and reach more people and help more people than it ever has before? When you ask questions like that, then, like I said, you will find empowering answers that will help you to make that question come true. You will then be able to create more impact, be more successful with your business if you ask that question and you persist to ask that until you get the answer that you're looking for. So change the questions, guys, that you're asking yourself. Focus on what you do want. Ask yourself, what do I want in my life? And just focus. I know it can be very overwhelming sometimes. And another thing is to realize, hey, these thoughts are not your thoughts. Okay, they're not unique to you. Every single person has had stressful thoughts. Every single person has felt overwhelmed or stressed in their life before. And so realize this thought, millions of other people have had it as well. So that's empowering because one, these thoughts, this problem that you have, millions of other people have had it. And so you know that it can be solved because other people have had it. So that means they found a way over it. That means you can as well. And the other thing with that is realize that, hey, your thoughts are not your thoughts. The thoughts that your mind produces, your mind will tend to exaggerate things that are not important. And I'm sure you can find examples and proof of that in your life. You'll be able to find proof that, hey, my mind exaggerated and said this problem was so overwhelming, like I need to take care of it right now. But in reality, it really wasn't that important. And realize that's what the animal mind does. We have an animal mind. It's been around for, thousands and thousands of years. And it was very useful when we had physical dangers that we had to overcome, because the mind always looks for things that could go wrong. It always looks for the fear. It looks for things that could harm us or could hurt us. And so it's always going to look for what's wrong. It's always going to look for things that make you stressed, because fear's job is to keep you where you are in your comfort zone. It's to keep you safe. But if you listen to that now in this day and age, then it's only going to keep you stuck. It's only going to make your life worse instead of help you. So you have to learn to override that. Your mind, its job is not to make you happy. That's your job. You have to override that to change your thoughts, to influence your thoughts and your focus through questions, through the language that you use, and the different things that you do day to day in order to feel happy. That's your job. And so realize, guys, that, like I said, the mind will exaggerate things to make you pay attention because it wants to preserve itself. It wants to preserve and keep you safe. But again, guys, if you want to succeed in business, if you guys want to achieve and overcome problems in your life, then the only way to solve a problem is to grow. It's to do something that you haven't done before. And the mind doesn't like that usually because it's unknown. You've never done it before, and so it feels scared. It's nervous. It wants you to stay in your comfort zone, what you're familiar with. But that will never lead you to solving the problem that you want. And so my whole point with this, guys, is to let go of thoughts that you're experiencing, realizing, hey, that's just the animal mind. That's just what it does. It's just trying to keep me safe. Don't blame it. It's just doing its job the best it can. It's what it's been designed to do. It's what it's been conditioned to do over thousands of years. And so realize, you can appreciate it. You say like, hey, I appreciate that. But you don't have to listen to the thoughts in your mind. Because like I said, they're not your thoughts. Us as a human species, we've all had these thoughts at some point in time. Millions of people, billions of people have had it throughout history. Everyone's been stressed or overwhelmed at some point. So just realize you have the choice to whether you listen to those thoughts or not. And I know that can seem kind of far out there. It can seem like an esoteric concept. That can seem weird or different, just something that we're not really familiar with in today's society. But just do your best. And if that doesn't work for you, if it's too tough to do, then what you can always do is just, again, focus on where you want to go. Take 2 to 3 seconds. I like to make things super easy for myself, so I just say, hey, 2 to 3 seconds, I'm going to picture in my mind what I want in my life. So for example, I'll see what I want in my mind. I'll see me going on the dream vacation I want. I'll see myself going on that beautiful dream cruise to the North Pole. I saw a video on Kara and Nate. If you guys haven't watched them, watch them. They really help me focus on where I want to go. But by doing that, by picturing stuff that you want in your mind and doing that consistently, then you'll automatically feel better. You'll put yourself in a more powerful state that will allow you to ask better questions that will help you solve your problem. Okay, so do you see how powerful that is? Your state determines how quickly you solve your problem. If you're stressed and overwhelmed, you're obviously not going to be able to find the answer to your problem that quickly. But if you were happy and grateful and feel more fulfilled, then obviously you'd be able to more easily solve the problem that you're dealing with. And so questions, and by focusing on what you want, by seeing that in your mind, by visualizing it over and over again, that will allow you to be in a more powerful emotional state, and therefore you'll be able to solve your problems faster and more easily. So I hope that helps, guys. And one more thing before I go, if this problem has been bothering you and maybe you've gotten out of routine because of it, then don't beat yourself up. That's the worst thing that you can do. Just do your best. Just say, hey, my life is getting better every single day. What matters, what I'm proud about, is that I solved it. I overcame it. I have awareness that, hey, this is a problem. I have awareness that my negative thoughts are not going to help this. Okay, they're not going to make things better. And so I am actively trying to solve my problem. And that's what matters. That alone is progress. And that progress you should feel proud of, no matter what. And so if you've gotten out of routine, if you haven't been going to the gym in, say, a few days or a few weeks, or maybe you haven't been eating as healthy as you usually have because of this problem, because it's just been so overwhelming in your mind, that's totally fine. That's no problem. We all fall off the wagon every now and then. And that's no problem, guys. You guys can easily get back on it. But to get back on it and to make it fun even easier than it already is, then start small. Like if it's so tough to go to the gym, if it's just like, oh my gosh, I gotta do like an hour-long workout and do all this stuff, it just feels so overwhelming, then just start small. Say, I'm gonna go tomorrow and I'm gonna stretch for 5 minutes and then leave. That's it. When you make it so easy in your mind to do it, then it's like, okay, I can't afford not to go. Like, it's so easy to go. Like, I can't not go, you know? And by making it easy, the act of just going in there, going to the gym, doesn't matter what you do, but as long as you just get in there and go and do it, that builds momentum. And that momentum, guys, that gives you confidence, that gives you certainty, that gives you pleasure, that makes you happier because you said, hey, I did something. I said I was going to do something. I did it. Doesn't matter, doesn't mean that wasn't, or it's not that that was the most productive workout of your life, but it doesn't matter because you still built up momentum and got confidence and pleasure from doing that. And because when you get pleasure, when you enjoy doing something, you're going to do it more often in the future. What gets rewarded gets repeated. And so when you reward yourself, even by doing something so small like going and stretching for 5 minutes, then you're going to build up the habit of going to the gym each day. And then slowly you can work your way up and up the ante. So then the next time you can go and stretch for 10 minutes. And then you can do weights for 10 minutes, the time after that. And then 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then you can work your way back up to where you were. But the worst thing to do is to just, if you've been out of it for a few weeks and then you try to go straight back into like an hour-long workout, intense workout 6 times a week, like, it's not going to be fun. You're not going to enjoy it. So you're going to link pain to going to the gym, which is not what you want. You want to link pleasure to doing the positive habits that you want to reinforce. And on top of that, like I said, you're just not going to have a good time. So you're going to resist going to the gym the next time because it's like, oh, it wasn't fun the last time. It was so exhausting, so overwhelming that I don't even want to go. But if you start small, even though it seems like, okay, it's not that productive, stretching for 5 minutes, it's actually more productive to start small and start slow than it is to go fast and try and go back to the level that you were at originally. Sometimes going slow is the fastest way you can go, guys. So don't have an ego about it. Don't think that you have to jump back in immediately and just start hustling, because all those people who, are trying to just force themselves to do it, they're pushing themselves to do it, they're eventually going to get burnt out. And as a result, they'll have to take more time to recover and get back on the wagon because they're burnt out. Like they physically can't, physically can't go to the gym anymore because they burnt out their energy. But when you make it so easy, when you enjoy the process of doing it, you're building pull motivation. You are automatically pulled to go to the gym and do the things that you need to get done. And so as a result, you won't get burnt out, and you'll actually go further and get further than those people who are just trying to push themselves to do it. Like, hey, just do it, bro, just power through. And while that can be beneficial in some cases, doing that all day, every day is not sustainable. It's not going to last. So it's only when you change from using push motivation to pushing yourself, when you change it to pulling yourself to make it enjoyable and make it easy to follow through, that's when you will create a lifelong habit. That's how you make habits last. And that's how you make life fun. Most importantly, to make life fun, because what's the point of doing it all if you're not having fun, right? So anyways, I hope this video finds you well, guys. Remember, no problem is permanent. This problem does not control your life, and it's not something wrong with you. You do not need to be fixed. It's just simply your behavior pattern. Just simply have to change it real quick. And that's no problem. That's something you can do. And I believe in you. So ask yourself empowering questions, guys, and you will be able to solve your problem faster than you think. So I hope this video finds you well, guys. Let me know If this video helps you in any way, make sure to subscribe for more videos. And if you guys like this car environment, please let me know. Or if you guys want me to be inside. But hope this video finds you well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have a great day.